Andy, who's just given great talks about how not being a racist is not enough. And this is a matter for all of us. And so the willingness to step in and to lend your voice, your support, when you see a situation that is not appropriate is one of the small steps that starts a cultural change. Because culturally right now in America, it is perfectly fine to be a bigot. You can say anything. We just had a government official say that the Statue of Liberty and the words on that statue were only meant for white Europeans.
Stephen Miller.
That's true. He said it out loud and proud. He wasn't ashamed.
What's the point? When some of these important people write it down?
Right, exactly. Exactly. And when I see those words, I didn't see only white people written next to them. But this is the state that we are in the country. And so when people are saying these things, when people are advocating positions that are clearly connected to white supremacy, to racism, to the concept that blacks are somehow not worth what whites are worth, this is where people can stand up and step in.
But in a way, isn't it better that they do feel free to say this stuff out loud? Because then you know who to talk to, right?
Give them
I will say this. I grew up in the Deep South, so there is a level at which what's happening today is not new. I've heard this stuff before. What's dangerous about it is that it's socially accepted.
Yeah.
Woodrow Wilson screened Birth of a Nation in the White House. One of the first movies ever screened in the White House. One of the most racist pieces of trash. Nobody could dispute that, I think. Not one black person appeared in that movie. White actors in blackface. And if anybody listening thinks that blackface is a funny Halloween costume, I'd encourage them to watch Birth of a Nation and see if they still have that feeling. That movie managed to degrade not only black people, it managed to degrade the serious issue of sexual assault against women. And when Woodrow Wilson saw that movie, he made a statement that the producer, D.W. Griffith, was so enamored with, he put it on his advertisements. And what Woodrow Wilson said is the Ku Klux Klan just arose out of white self-instinct for self-preservation. And it is a glorious organization. That is right in the middle of when America was lynching black people at a rate of almost 2 a week, on average. Woodrow Wilson didn't lynch one black person. But when the President of the United States is spewing racial hatred from the White House, why are you surprised if people start getting hurt? And that's a lesson, seemingly, that we haven't learned. Because we're living it again right now. Donald Trump hasn't shot or killed anybody. But when the President of the United States is spewing racial hatred from the White House, don't be surprised if people start getting hurt.
Well, he would deny.
If he denies he's spewing racial hatred from the White House, what I say is this. This isn't open to interpretation. Read the words he has said. They are what they are. When he calls white people who carry a swastika right next to white people who carry a Confederate flag, and you know the only and true meaning of the Confederate flag, and he calls them very nice people. If your view is that that is not an endorsement of racial hatred, then we have a disagreement.
I think he said
on the
something.
definition.